Yeah, all right. Finally. So, Gunn has finally made the decision to rework Grandpa's perks. Um, this is something that's been needed for so long. Um, I've actually been playing Family recently, and I'm a victim main, as you know. But I do play. I like to play Family just to see the other side, just to see how the other side plays and works. And it's just like it's so different than playing with victims. It's very very different than playing with victims. You play with family members. You give them directions on like what they should probably do when they're playing, and they just don't listen. They don't want to listen to you. They want to do their own thing. They want to go to the basement when all the objectives are upstairs. See, I play Leatherface. I don't play. I don't really play the other family members. I have them all maxed out. I have played as all the other family members, of course, and I have them all maxed out. But I like to play Leatherface. I never was one of those who thought that he should be taken out of the game. I never was a part of any of that nonsense. And I was never a family man who couldn't handle playing him. He is difficult to play, but it's just like anything else. Once you get used to it, he's not that bad. You know what I mean? He's actually extremely powerful, and he is what he should be. He should be the most powerful killer in the game. I don't understand why Hans has like five abilities and all these other things when he's more of in my opinion, a crutch killer, a crutch second chance killer. He's literally there because, oh, they rushed. Oh no, they rushed. Oh no, you know what I mean? They rushed me, so I need to be able to shut that off right away to punish them for rushing. Meanwhile, family over here rushing the basement all the time with exterior alarms on. So anytime you get out of the basement, the one family member that stays upstairs can pinpoint your exact location. Let's say on a map like Family House, which is extremely condensed in the beginning of the game, unlike Slaughterhouse or the Mill or Nancy's house, where the basement's a little bit bigger and you have more opportunity to get upstairs at a distance from a specific family member, depending on where they are. Whereas gas station and family house have smaller basements, it's more condensed there. There's higher volume around you, higher volume obviously of family around you because of the more condensed aspect of that basement. It's smaller, right? So when it's more condensed, it's just a higher volume, and it's just very difficult to negotiate getting out of both of those basements and getting to an actual objective and taking care of it and getting out for a victim. And even on these maps, playing as family and just playing against victims, I've been finding it extremely easy because I know how a victim plays because I play as a victim, so I understand how to counter a victim because I'm already thinking like a victim when I'm playing family. Whereas most of the family mains I've seen don't really play as much victim and don't really have that much victim knowledge. Maybe when they do play as victim, they play in the Swift. You know what I mean? They play as a group. They don't really have that lone victim game sense that you kind of get when you play both sides. You kind of get a sense of the game. You kind of get an idea. You don't even need to look at points. You just know that, well, the match has been going on for this long, so this all must have happened, or this is a possibility of happening. And I need to go and make sure and patrol these areas so that these things don't happen, or prevent them from happening even worse than they are. I understand that when victims do things when I'm playing family, 99% of the time, the one thing is done as a distraction so something else can get done. You know what I mean? Which is excellent, which is how it should be played. However, if you're playing family, you're not mindful of these things. That's on you. That's your failure to understand the game properly. That's not this needs to be nerfed, that needs to be nerfed, or this is too powerful, or that's too powerful. That's you literally just got outplayed, and you need to learn to get better in that situation. That's what that translates to. Has nothing to do with something being overpowered, has nothing to do with victims rushing too fast, has to do with your ability to negotiate the fact that these are locked doors. You need to rotate them and understand that they need to stay locked. And the only way they stay locked is if you patrol them. A door doesn't unlock itself. A victim has to do it. And you can negotiate each map in a way that you're collecting blood for Grandpa and patrolling the doors that can be unlocked, which leads to objectives. That's all it takes. But if you fail to do all that, if you're unable to do all that, that's on you. You gotta learn the game more. So, here's the article written today by Cidnya Silva. The team is changing how Grandpa perks unlock and function during matches. Read about it here. As mentioned in our Skill Tree Reworked Community Hub post, the team has been working on how to make Grandpa perks function differently in-game. We aim to both freshen up gameplay and give more utility to feeding Grandpa, a mechanic that hasn't quite hit the mark we intended. Exactly. We've decided to place Grandpa perks in certain level categories. These levels will then be tied to Grandpa's family bond level in order for it to unlock and proc. A level 1 Grandpa perk will only become available to family once they feed Grandpa up to level 1. We wanted Grandpa to play a bigger role in each match, and we were excited to see how family players strategize. What's up, Desiree? How are you? How family players strategize their builds accordingly. Players should keep in mind that if your team only brings level 3 Grandpa perks, none of them will unlock until your team has fed Grandpa to get level 3. These perks would then all unlock at the same time. Here's a list of perks and their corresponding levels. So we have level 1, Animal Farm, Experienced Stalkers, Well, and Wind Doom. Those are great perks. Animal Farm is an outstanding perk. I feel like a lot of family mains just rely on exterior. They only want exterior alarms, and then they don't have to communicate. They don't have to patrol properly, and basically, anytime a victim opens any door that's tied to that exterior alarms perk, it notifies that family member. So they don't even have to patrol the doors or anything. They could just wait for the yellow highlight, which is really silly because it's like, you're kind of waiting. Why would you wait for them to open an important door, especially if it's not a basement door? Why would you wait for them? Why would you even give them the chance to open the door in the first place? You know what I mean? I'm thinking about a map like Gas Station, which is more family-sided, whether you think so or not. I'd say Gas Station's more family-sided than the mill is, honestly, because it's so easy to finesse all 4 of those gates, you know what I mean? And literally, the fuse is either in the house or outside of the house, you know what I mean? And so it doesn't take much time to have one family member on one side and the other family member on another side, and possibly even a third family member on the inside of one of those objectives on that map, whether it be gas station or generator. You know what I mean? These aren't like high-end strats. These are just common sense strats that if you haven't figured out as a family main yet, you either don't have that much of a playtime, which is fine, you don't have enough hours in the game, which is fine, or you're just listening to somebody else who really doesn't know what they're doing, who just complains about how victims play all day. But then use exploits like Johnny's exploits or whatever, you know what I mean? Which are ridiculous, which take no skill, which really take no brain at all. You're just spamming a button towards somebody and just slashing them, giving them no chance to really get away from it or anything. It just looks absolutely pathetic. I don't think you need to, I honestly don't play family like that. If you look at my family builds, they're high savagery builds. I don't need a million endurance. If you're hitting somebody with that high savagery, with these perks on, you don't need endurance. You do not need endurance. Part of my stick drift. This is ridiculous. You don't need endurance, man. You know why you don't need endurance? Because when you hit them with this level of savagery, they're gonna fuck off. They are gonna well. They're going to have to well. Because you just knocked the shit out of them because of the perks up here. When you have big swings and serrated on, and that level of savagery on a cook, and you hit somebody, they're not gonna fuck around. They're going to get the fuck away from you, and they're going... Oh yeah, I have it. Desiree, I have it. It's just, the problem is the game right now is... It's reverting... It keeps reverting everyone's cosmetic back to the basic. But yeah, that's usually what I run, but the game keeps reverting it to the basic. But yeah, so like when you're hitting a victim with that much power, they are going to get the hell away from you, and most likely they're gonna well because they kind of have to. Even with no cell on, that shit still hits hard. That will knock them really hard. It'll eat through their no cell like breakfast. It'll eat through that shit like it's nothing. Same thing with Leatherface. Oh my god, the stick drift is killing me. High Savagery, another one. High Savage builds where you're hitting very hard. You don't need to hit them 50 times. Somebody came up with a hands build before they fixed that exploit where you could hit a victim 70 times. Why do you need to hit a victim 70 times? What is wrong? Like, what's going on? Like, that's outrageous. If you can hit them hard enough the first time, they're gonna fuck off. I am telling you. They'll mess with you until you hit them, and then they're like, oh shit, let me get the fuck out of here. They're not gonna stick around. The fuck around will find out. That's all you gotta say. The fuck around will find out. Trust me. This is the most meta. The devs wrap this up like a Christmas gift to all the Leatherface mains, literally, and I love it. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful build, and it's a fair build. It's a very fair build. Because, I mean, and I even feed Rampa with it. I don't care. I don't even use my... I mean, yeah, the violent helps, of course, but still, in between, you could feed Rampa. You know what I mean? You could look at blood buckets. You could go to blood buckets, fill it up, make it more powerful, get a kill, feed Grandpa. Same thing. You know what I mean? It's a very powerful build. You don't need Scout on him. What are you, crazy? Same with Hitchhiker. Literally the same thing. And with Hitchhiker, you even have this, where you can run the Venom traps, which add to the bleed out of his ability. His ability, you could bleed them. Look, where is it? Oh my god, this shit's crazy. I forget where I had it. Wait, let me... Right. Oh yeah, had that at 25, and there we go. The ability, any victim caught in a trap continues to take damage over a short period of time. That stacks on top of this, which makes you use him more properly. Makes you use him the way he's supposed to be used. He's the Hitchhiker, but he's a trapper. He traps things, so you want his traps to be extremely powerful, and you want them to be punishing. You want his hits to be extremely powerful and punishing. You know what I mean? That's how you want him to play. You want to hit hard. You don't want to hit them 70 times like some fool. What kind of killer are you hitting somebody 15 times? You're gonna look like a fool. I'd rather be the Undertaker and hit somebody once, right? I'd rather be Kane or the Undertaker and hit somebody once and knock them the hell out than be a smaller hitter and have to hit them 15 times. What are you kidding me? It's foolish. It's absolutely foolish. You know what I mean? It's all about heavy hits, strong hits, not 15, 20 hits. All right, so that's just that example right there. That's my play style. And I don't think you really need to stray too far from that. These high endurance builds are silly because if you're not like you don't need. First of all, victims are gonna learn how to finesse you, and that's on you once you deal with that. If you're getting finessed because you have a high endurance build on, and you can't keep up with them, and you can't hit them as many times because you miss your hits because you don't know how to lock onto them, because you don't know how to play the game right, you're just swinging and hitting bugs in the air, not the actual victim, then you need to take a breath and slow down and aim at them and hit them and actually pay attention to their movement and not swing around like a maniac, letting them get away from you and then complaining they got away from you. Level 2. And also these level 1 perks are outstanding. Animal Farm is very good. Experienced Stalkers is very good. Well is really good, and Wind Doom is really good. All of them are very powerful perks, and I think that people who don't understand what these perks do, how powerful they are, they don't play Victim at all. They don't get it. I know what these perks do because I play Victim, and these perks are all home runners. These are the perks I like to use, especially Animal Farm. That's a really good perk because it gives you that second chance of exposure to a victim. It's because a lot of victims can be careless, just like a lot of families can be careless, and you should take advantage of that and get them with that, you know. Level 2, always in sync, barge to the point, brute strength, suffocating grip, swing for the fences. Those are all great perks, especially suffocating grip. Brute strength adds to your how powerful your hits are, which is what you want. You want to hit hard because it's going to damage them and it's going to force them to well and waste resources in the basement. And it also forces the game to prolong, especially if you're rotating and patrolling the objective properly and not rushing the basement like a fool. Because you're in the basement, and if you don't get anybody, guess what? That means all the victims are upstairs, turning objectives off and getting out. And that's your fault. That's on you. No one else. Level 3, don't have all day, excited grandpa, exterior alarms, nobody escapes hell, and well-fed youngins. These changes are scheduled to roll out during our Tuesday, July 16, 2024 update. Please let us know your thoughts on these upcoming changes and talk to us on our official subreddit, Texas Chainsaw Game, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Thank you for reading. So yeah, I'm really excited and I'm really happy that these changes are coming. It's really going to separate the really good family members from the ones that just want to whine and complain all day, who are just complaining all day on Reddit or on their streams or whatever they have. You know what I mean? Those ones complaining about everything victims do. Oh, a victim did this, let me DC. Oh, a victim did that, let me DC. Oh, this happened in the game, let me DC. Let me run home and cry. It's just outrageous. It's absolutely outrageous. And I really feel for newer victims who play this game because, yeah, they come out with their little tips and tricks information sheet, but it doesn't really help you in the situation. I feel like it doesn't at all. You either know what to do or you don't. You either know the map or you don't. And if you don't know that map and you die right away, you're never going to learn that map. And you're screwed. If you don't know what this does, if you don't know what that does, if you don't know how, like, if you can't, like, put together certain things, you know what I mean? Like, maybe do this as a distraction so you could do that. The main thing you gotta remember is the game is always to be played like it's chess. You don't play checkers, you play chess. You make them move the way you want. You don't move the way they want you to, because the moment you move the way they want you to is the moment they kill you in the game. Whereas the moment you control the game, you make them do what you want. You get out, you survive, and you win. And that's it. And that's how it should be played. So let me know your thoughts, what you think, and I'll see you guys when they come out with another patch. The patch notes should be coming out this week, probably on Monday. So I'll see you guys again then. Hope everybody is excited for this change to the game. I sure am. And keep the barbecue going.